DIPP Secretary Ramesh Abhishek said that he expects FDI inflows to rise going forward. He reiterated that the climate for doing business has become easier and that the government will continue with its reforms push to spur investments into India. Let's listen in.
We have seen tremendous interest among foreign investors in investments in India. We all know that there are huge opportunities and there's a huge market, and we are also doing very active investment promotion. The climate for doing business has become simpler and easier, and we are making it further easier. So I think there's a lot of interest, and we definitely see that FDI inflows can only go up from here.
Yes. You know, the press notes were recently released regarding the announcements which were made on FDI reforms. Clearly, the sense it seems the sense that we are getting is that you are going to have a very small negative list as far as FDI-related sectors are concerned.
Yes, as I have said before, we already have a very small number of areas where we need FIPB approval or where FDI is banned in case of 2 or 3 sectors. So definitely the list is getting shorter, and more important, we are making the procedure and the processes simpler, because sometimes we have a liberal policy, but then you have riders and conditions which make it difficult for implementing that policy. So we are also making that simpler.
So clearly, you know, the message that we get from DIPP is that, you know, reforms is a continuous process. Do we see going forward more such reforms on FDI-related issues?
I mean, we need huge investments in our country in infrastructure, manufacturing, services sector, agriculture. So obviously, we have to get more and more investments, foreign as well as domestic. So this process is going to continue, and we are continuing with the reforms and also the ease of doing business.
My last question, sir, you know, on ease of doing business, DIPP has been updating the list on the kind of reforms that you have been doing on having simpler procedures. What do you think will be the impact on our ranking this year? Because last year we jumped up by 12 places. Do we see a quantum jump in our rankings this year as well?
See, many ministries, our departments are working very hard on this, and we are pursuing all the reforms which are listed in the doing business, and even other reforms which are not listed. And we are very optimistic that the kind of progress and traction we have seen in, let's say, bankruptcy law has been enacted now, NCLT and NCLT have been notified and constituted, and the work has started there. And Customs and Excise have done enormous reforms, and EPFO, ESIC have done a lot. These commercial courts have opened and commercial benches have opened. Doing business has definitely become easier, and we are definitely hoping that it will get reflected in the ranking this year.
Okay, with that, it's a wrap.